guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about losing your virginity. I just want to help anyone that is a virgin or not a virgin, or things that I learned personally from losing your virginity. And yeah, one, you shouldn't follow everybody else around you that is losing their virginity or lost their virginity already, because for one, if you're not personally ready to lose your virginity, don't do it. Don't be like, oh, my friends are doing it, so let me go and do it because I don't want to be the outsider in the group, you know? I mean, not the outsider, but like the outcast. That's what I meant. Lose your virginity because you want to do it. Don't. And another thing, don't, your partner, whoever you want to lose your virginity to, make sure that they're not forcing you to lose your virginity, because once it's taken, you can't get it back. So, and you never know if that person that you're losing it to is going to stay in your life for like years down the line or whatever. So make sure that you're losing it to the right person. Don't. And sometimes we think it's the right person, and then we lose our virginity, and then that person just ups and dips, you know. So that's another thing. But some guys don't take it serious. It's mostly us girls that take losing our virginity serious, because it's, for one, it's painful. But for I'm gonna explain why it wasn't that painful for me. But second, girls bleed during sex, but not all girls bleed during sex. 3, sometimes in society and like in this generation, people make it seem like you have to lose your virginity, or like you have to wait till a certain age to lose it, or if you don't lose it at a certain age, you're not a cool person anymore. Or if you, like, for girls, sometimes people judge us girls if we lose it to like a certain person or at a certain age, or if we lose it and then we get pregnant right the first time. So like, there's a lot of pressure for us, like peer pressure and like pressure from the world, because a lot of people just like to judge like virginity. I don't know why people just love to like judge based on like your body count, or you're losing your virginity, what age you lost your virginity, and if you got pregnant the first time you lost your virginity. I don't understand why people make it such a big deal. But I'm not saying that losing your virginity isn't a big deal, but it is. But anyways, another thing, let me explain why it wasn't painful for me. Okay, this is kind of personal, but whatever, I'm gonna just say it because this is all the topic, and I can't just be talking about losing your virginity if I don't add in like what I learned from experience and stuff, you know. So anyways, for me, before I lost my virginity, I technically lost it to tampons. If you're a tampon user before you have sex, you technically don't lose your virginity to the first person that you have sex with. You basically losing your virginity to a tampon. So yeah. And let me tell you how my experience with tampons were before I lost my virginity. Tampons was the most painfulest thing ever. Seriously, like, if anyone out there that are a tampon user, the first time wasn't easy, okay? Like, it's really hard to get in. I was literally about to cry. Like, I was like, I'm never having sex ever in my life. I don't want to get pregnant ever. Like, this is what it feels like for things to go in. I was in so much pain, like, and I wasn't putting it in right. I was putting it in halfway and not all the way, because I didn't know like how to put it in. Like, my sister kept telling me, just put it in until like you like can't go, like, you know how these two fingers or whatever fingers you use, and then I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like I can't, you can't even show somebody to do it unless you're like, well, you can't show anybody on camera because that's just weird. But the first person that I had, you know, intercourse with, I thought that they were the first person I had intercourse with, but I didn't technically lose my virginity to them. You know, it's hard to explain. Well, it's not really hard to explain, but like kind of complicated, because once you be using tampons before you actually have sex, you're technically losing your virginity to the tampons. That's why it was so painful, and I didn't realize that before. I realized that that's why it was so painful when I was putting the tampons in, because I was technically losing my virginity to the tampon, and I didn't know why it was so painful. I thought it was because I was putting it in wrong. No, that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why that I was in so much pain, is because I was putting it in wrong. But if you put it in right, you won't feel it no more. And another thing, not all girls lose their virginity. I mean, not all girls bleed when they lose their virginity, because of course not all girls are the same. So one girl might bleed and the other girl might not. Me personally, I didn't bleed when I lost my virginity. I guess the reason why is because I lost my virginity to tampons, I guess, because I was using tampons before I had sex. So I guess that's the reason why I didn't bleed during the first time I had intercourse. So yeah, so don't think that, oh, I'm gonna bleed. You could, like, just in case, put like a paper towel or anything underneath you if it's gonna be your first time having intercourse. And yeah, just be prepared, and always use a condom, especially for your first time. Like, when you're losing your virginity, don't trust the guy who's saying, oh, I don't really like using tampons. I don't really like using condoms or whatever. Like, and for instance, when some guys would lie and say that they're virgins to like make it seem like, I don't know, to make it seem like they don't have any diseases or anything, because I don't know, like, some guys just lie for nothing. I don't see how some guys would be lying about that. But anyways, another thing, well, losing your virginity, you don't have to do all the tricks in the book when you're losing your virginity, because sometimes losing your virginity is just 1, 2, 3. Like, you don't gotta be doing all the tricks, you feel me? Like, you could just simply lose your virginity in missionary. If a guy, ladies, if a guy is taking your virginity in any other position besides missionary, then I don't think he the one for you. Like, because me, I personally lost it, or had first time had intercourse in that position. And if this is too much information for you guys, then you can leave the conversation, because I'm just trying to keep it kind of PG-13, but like, losing your virginity is not really PG-13-ish. Well, it kind of is, but it's not like I'm being rated R here. I'm just being honest about like losing your virginity, but I'm not being too much. Like, I'm not being too extra with it. I'm just telling you guys like bits and pieces of it, not all like TMI or TVMA or whatever. So bear with me. If this is too much information for you, then maybe you shouldn't be continuing to watch this video. So yeah, back what I was saying. I was talking about when you're losing your virginity, there's really not an age that you should lose your virginity, but anything 10 years old and below, or like 14 and below or whatever, I feel like it's a little bit of a problem, you know, because like, you shouldn't even be thinking about losing virginity at that age. But like, sometimes in this society we feel like we are like very pressured to lose our virginity because we see our friends doing it, we see even our parents doing it, we see our cousins or whoever doing it, people around us doing it, so we see like it's a popular thing, so we want to go and do that so we can feel popular, you know. But we shouldn't think like that. We shouldn't wait. Well, you should wait to lose your virginity because that's the serious thing. We should make your virginity a serious thing. Like, we shouldn't just make it seem like it's not that serious to lose your virginity. Another thing, people make it seem like sex is all that. Like, intercourse is really not all that. So people trying to like be like, oh, I really need to lose my virginity, all my friends is doing it or whatever. Like, it's very popular. Some people think like that, but you shouldn't be doing that. I don't see why some people be like fiending for it, like, oh, I have to, I'm 16, I have to do it. Like, no, you don't have to wait until a certain age to do it. Just like for drinking, the drinking age limit or whatever is 21, so you gonna be fiending to be 21. Or you're like, oh, I can't wait until I'm 21, I want to do it now. Like, same thing goes for virginity. Some people would wait until, say people say, oh, you have to wait until you're like 18. People gonna be fiending to turn 18 to lose your virginity, and you shouldn't be thinking about, first of all, you shouldn't even be thinking about losing your virginity in like middle school and elementary, all of that. But high school, you shouldn't really be thinking about it, but in high school it's kind of like you're exposed to it mainly in high school and mainly college, because especially if you living in dorms, because that's when it really be going down in the dorms. So you're kind of like exposed to it. You really don't have a choice to not be exposed to it because you're gonna see it. It's all around, just like smoking and drinking in college and high school. But like, you shouldn't let people's opinions affect you. Like, you shouldn't, especially when it comes to losing your virginity. That's something serious. Don't lose it because your friends are doing it, or you see like that's the main topic or popular thing that's going around, so let's go do it. And don't just lose it to just anybody, because you never know if that person that you're losing it to have STDs, HIV, AIDS, any type of infections. Because some people say that they don't have infections or STDs or whatever the case is, and then meanwhile they have it on the low. But for one, they probably know that they have it and not telling you, or they probably don't know and never been checked out or whatever. They think that they're clean, they look clean, but they're not on the inside. So if you're in a serious relationship and that person really loves you and is very committed, I mean, y'all very committed to each other, then it shouldn't be a big problem to go and get checked out together or separately or whatever. But if that person feels the type of way about you asking them to get checked out before you give them your virginity, I feel like then that person isn't really for you. Because if they really love you or if they really want to be with you, then they should do it. Because like, what's wrong with just getting checked up? Like, it's not really that serious. Like, you should just get checked up. Like, what's wrong with getting checked up? Like, just like you should be updated on your vaccinations, then you should be updated on your, like, if you're sexually active, then you should be updated on your sexually I don't know, your insides. Like, especially if you are having intercourse with multiple people, that's a huge risk factor. You should even be keeping that a secret. If you having multiple partners, tell me, let me know. Like, why are you even keeping that a secret? Because if they're keeping it a secret, they obviously don't care about your life. Like, that's the life of that situation. When you're losing your virginity, the ways to prepare is shaving. Definitely make sure that, or you could wax if you do. You could make sure that you're mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that ready to lose your virginity, because it's not only a physical thing, but it's also a mental thing, an emotional thing. But another thing, make sure that the person that you're losing your virginity to is healthy meaning like they don't have any diseases, any infections, anything contagious, any of that. Another thing, make sure it's in the right place. Like, make sure that you don't get caught. Like, make sure that it's on a comfortable place, because you have to make sure that everything, not only yourself is comfortable, but the area that you're in. Like, make sure the area that you're losing your virginity to is a peaceful area, because you want it to, your moment to be peaceful and not stressful. Make sure it's the right time. Maybe it's like after school, or I don't know, like, you guys just gonna have to find that on your own. Pain doesn't really last long once you lose your virginity. Once you lose it, it's like easing away, like the pain. Just make sure the person that you're losing your virginity to goes slow. Go at your pace, not their pace, because some guys be like forcing to act like you're not a virgin and just go. I hope I covered everything, or a majority of any questions people may have about losing your virginity. I guess that's basically it. I'm thinking about posting twice a week, like every Monday and Thursday, or every Tuesday and Friday. So stay tuned for that. I gotta work this whole schedule out. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and turn your post notifications on, so whenever I post a video, you guys will know when I post a video. And if you guys want to know my social media accounts, it's down below in the description. Stay tuned for more videos coming up on the way. Bye.